Hi guys, my name's Adam from Bosch Power Tools Accessories. We're here today in Bristol to put our expert jigsaw blades to the test with professional woodworker Tom Fisher. Let's get to it. Our carbide jigsaw blades enable us to offer previously unheard of lifetime, particularly in those hard demanding materials where we can offer up to 50 times longer life. Bosch are the inventors of the jigsaw and have over 75 years of jigsaw blade manufacturing know-how. We have the largest and most extensive range of carbide jigsaw blades out there in the market. As a result, professionals are perfectly equipped to handle almost any application in various woods and synthetic materials. Today, we'll be testing 3 expert blades, all of which have been manufactured to support the trade to make their work more efficient. The first blade is the T345XF for multi-material, a highly durable blade delivering fast straight cuts in a range of building materials. The second blade is the T144D Jigsaw for hardwood fast, designed for those toughest wooden applications. And the third blade is the T128BHM Expert for laminate clean, which delivers clean cuts on both sides of the laminate thanks to its counter-directional teeth. Today, I'm joined by Tom from Waste Not Wood to put our expert carbide jigsaw blades to the test. So Tom, thank you very much for joining us today.
It's great to have you here.
Is a jigsaw and in turn jigsaw blade something which you use on a regular basis?
Jigsaw is one of those tools that's always in the back of the van. Whether I'm doing kitchens or making units, we've always got to cut pieces which aren't straight. We've got rail saws for doing really nice clean straight cuts, but houses are always wonky. They're never plumb or square or straight, so you're going to need to try and follow a marked line. So for scribe pieces, this is the tool to use.
With a jigsaw, a main benefit is its versatility, and especially with the jigsaw blades. So with Bosch offering a range of jigsaw blades being manufactured for a specific application, surely is a benefit to you, right?
Yeah, if you're going to be using a certain blade for a certain application, it's going to last longer. We're now cutting so many different kinds of materials on site. It might just be standard wood, MDF, plywoods. They're quite hard as it is, but you've got a lot more man-made materials, a lot more composites now, which have got stone in them. So the teeth on the blades just get blunt really quickly with a lot of them now.
Now, we've got a number of tasks for you to do today, so let us know what you'll be doing.
Yeah, 4 tasks today. We're going to be cutting some vinyl flooring. So that's always notorious for chewing up blades. Dulls them down really quickly, so it'll be good to see how they hold up. Going to be cutting through some old pallets as well. We've got nails, screws, you don't know what you're going to find in there. So if these blades can cut through wood and metal at the same time, that's going to be great. You've got composite decking, which again is another one which is notorious for eating blades. The final one is going to be cutting through some really thick oak. Cutting through hardwood is always tricky. You tend to get a lot of burn marks, and as soon as you're cutting through something thick, the blades tend to wander, so it'd be good to see how these hold up.
Fantastic, Tom. Well, let's get to it.
First task we're doing today is this vinyl flooring in this porch. Now I've already cleaned the floor out and put the underlay down ready. I then set out the room and realised that we've got to cut a small amount off the length of the first boards, just so we're balanced in the space. So to do this, we're going to use the Expert laminate blade with the jigsaw, and we'll cut it and then get it in. Cool, so having made that cut, really nice clean action with the blade, really smooth cut, which is nice. Looking at the teeth as well, absolutely no sign of anything on those at the moment. Went through like a knife through butter, which is always good. So looking at the material itself, it's a really clean cut. There's not too many bits of fibres or swarf sticking out, because these bits can be quite sharp as well. Right, so we've cut these first 2 boards using the Laminate Expert Clean Blade. It's left a really clean cut on these boards. Sometimes they can chip up quite nastily and get quite sharp. We've got really nice clean cuts to go against the edge here. So we get the rest of this floor laid and then we go on to the next task. For this next task, we're going to put the Expert multi-material blade to the test. Got this old pallet, so really rough old timber. Going to chuck some screws in as well and see how this can cope cutting all the way down here, going through the wood and the metal. Amazing. So the material that we've just cut, it's not hugely thick, but obviously we've gone through metal at the same time. Now doing cuts with the grain can be a lot more draining on the battery and the blade. Now this blade managed to go through pretty smoothly. I didn't have to change my force that I was pushing it through. The material could definitely be a lot thicker and you'd still cut through quite easily. The teeth spacing get wider as the further down the blade you get. That'll just help clear any material or bits of swarf or metal that are going to get in the way. So really impressed with this blade. Can definitely do a lot more as well than we've just put it through. On to the next challenge. Now we're going to do task 3, which is going to be cutting this composite decking. We're going to be using the EXPERT Hardwood Fast Blade for this. Composites are really tough materials, especially with this kind of decking, really thick to cut through. So it'll be interesting to see how it holds up. Done a few cuts with this blade now. Just have a look at it and see what it's like. There's hardly any wear on that, which is really good. The teeth on here actually feel quite aggressive, but they leave such a clean cut on this material. Being that bit more sharper and aggressive, they do cut through really quickly. I'm really surprised how clean a cut you're going to get with them. With a standard jigsaw blade cutting through this kind of material, you're going to start to see some of the tips of the teeth starting to round over a little bit, but there's still a lot of life in this saw blade. I'm really impressed with that. So we're going to fix a couple of the boards on now. Right, that one's now all clipped in. So we'll finish this deck up and then we'll go start challenge 4. We're on to the last task now. For this, we're going to be using the EXPERT Hardwood Fast Blade, and it's the same one that we used for the decking earlier on today. We're going to try and cut through this really chunky oak. Just going to make a really simple battery charger holder for the back of the van. So just going to do a cutout for the handle. Let's see if it can cut through it. Cool, that was definitely tough on the blade. It's the hardest challenge yet. On here I marked out quite tight curves because that's where it will be a real challenge. So managed to do them and they're pretty clean and straight cuts. There's a little bit of burning on the corners, which you'd expect, but nowhere near as much as if you were using a standard blade. It really didn't struggle on the straight cuts either, especially with this thick oak. I was really expecting it to slow up and put more of a fight. The blade, a lot of the paint's gone, but again, this has cut a load of composite decking boards before cutting this oak, so that's really impressive. We'll get this just finished up and then go and mount it in the van, and then that's that done.
So Tom, that's it. You completed all the tasks today. So let us know what you thought of the EXPERT Bosch Jigsaw Blades.
I was really impressed with them today. They were definitely up for the task that we put them for. So using obviously the EXPERT laminate blade on the vinyl flooring first, really impressed, really clean cuts.
On both sides of the laminate
Both sides of the laminate, which is really rare. Normally with jigsaw blades, you only get a clean cut top or bottom. So to get it on both sides is really good.
And then the next task was the EXPERT for multi-material, and you used the pallet?
Yeah, so that was through some really rough timber. We obviously put some more
Extra
screws in there just to make it a bit harder for it. Again, it just sailed through it.
Yeah.
Really clean cut, didn't stress the tool, really impressed.
Looking at the blade there, teeth are still sharp, still got a lifetime.
Yeah, normally once you get the paint wearing off, that tends to mean chuck the tool, teeth are probably not sharp anymore. So the fact that this can probably do another, I don't know how many cuts. A lot more though, which is good.
Great, and then we moved on to the hardwood fast blade, and you used for composite.
Yeah, so we did the composite cuts, which again, choose through blades. I know that there's a couple of these kind of boards where they even say on their websites that they haven't found blades that are economical for using on these materials. I reckon these are up for the job though, which is good.
And then you used it through some thick oak as well.
Yeah, so I didn't really think it was going to go through the oak. Normally once you start getting burn marks on it, it tends to burn all the way around, but as you can see on this, it's just on the tight corners. Really impressed.
So obviously in your line of work you use a jigsaw a lot. So do you have any tips for us?
Yeah, so first one, as we can see today, use the right blade. So it doesn't matter what you're cutting, there are blades for each application. The second one is always check the speed on the tool as well. So if you're cutting through hardwoods, you want to go through a slower speed. It's not going to burn, it's not going to chew up too much. And the last one is just obviously set the pendulum. So just the angle of the cut Do you want an aggressive cut? Do you want a clean cut? So with those 3 tips, you should be all right with the jigsaw.
Brilliant. That's all for today. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed it.
Hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, brilliant.
Cheers,
thanks.
you. So guys, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks again.